is going on? Welcome back to the Boys Are Back in Town podcast. I am Dustin. I'm here with my co-host.
Hey guys, it's Brett.
Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to stray away from fantasy football for this week, and we're going to do a power rankings episode. We're going to go from the worst team in the NFL to the best teams, and we're going to see how much we agree on that. All right. Do you want to kick us off with number 32?
Ye-
I think we probably
we
agree.
know Texans are the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah, the Texans were basically inexistent against the Dolphins until the Dolphins' eighth strings came in off the practice squad. I'm pretty sure they were signing people mid-game to come in and play for them. So, yeah, the Texans are pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, pretty terrible.
Yeah,
Even Brandon Cook says they know they're beat every week.
that's got to be the worst fucking feeling, dude. But I
Yeah.
mean, coming up next, might be a little bit of a shocker for you. I have the Broncos at 31.
I also have Broncos at 31.
I want to say that they're on paper they're probably a top 15 team. I just that they're not fucking good. They cannot play football come Sunday. They got flexed out this week. I'm pretty sure, didn't they?
Yeah. Going into this season, I really was high on Broncos. I was excited about getting Russell Wilson. I liked their running backs. I liked their defense, which their defense is balling out.
Oh yeah.
But I've seen a crazy stat. If they would just average score 18 points every week this year, 18 points. That's not a lot of points.
No,
If they would
sure
just
isn't.
score 18 points every week this year, they'd be 9-2.
That's insanity, dude.
That
Especially
all they
the
have to
fact that
do.
that offense can't get it going, dude.
Yeah.
Blows my mind,
And
man.
it's not a lack of talent, you know.
It makes you think like, is it play calling? Is it Russell Wilson's lack of ability? Which I mean, I don't understand. Because Russell Wilson still has moments where he'll show he can throw the ball, but like
I do believe that it's coaching.
it has to be. There's just no way that Russell Wilson was only good because of Pete Carroll, but it's starting to look that way.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, talented player, but at the same time, no.
yeah, you gotta have good coaching to come around it. 30. I'm gonna tell you mine because it might differ from yours. This has got to be the worst Super Bowl hangover I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
I have the Rams at number 30.
I also have the Rams at 30.
Well, like I would have them better, but how injured they are right now, and they're
I
basically throwing together a practice squad to go out there every Sunday. There's just they're the third worst team in the NFL right now to me.
I I don't see any reason why they should bring back Matt Stafford. I don't see any reason why they should bring back Cooper Kupp. Let the guys get healthy and just give them a chance next year.
Oh no, this season's over for basically everybody. I definitely think you let Matt Stafford, even though he's just in concussion protocol, just go ahead and shut him down. The season's over. Cooper Kupp definitely shut him down. He's going to be the only bright spot on your team for the next 5 years, if that's how you choose it to be. They need to focus on rebuilding running backs come the draft. Maybe round out some of the older guys on defense. I thought the Bobby Wagner pickup was a little bit of a stretch. I didn't think they needed him. I think they just wanted a big name to replace Von Miller. But you know,
Yeah.
the fact that they have no draft picks and a limited cap space, you're gonna have to let some big names walk. So rebuild starting early. Super Bowl
Yeah.
hangover is not looking good.
No, not at all.
29. I'm a little upset with saying this one because I was high on this team in the offseason. So were you. I have the Colts.
Okay, well, at least we're separated here. I have the Bears.
Um,
Um,
I, man, yeah, I can see that, but
I
I have I'll explain mine first. I have the Colts this low just because I just I don't see them winning games in big like they could have won that game against the Steelers, just lack of coaching experience. Matt Ryan not taking over the game there at the end. Like you're a fucking like 10, 12-year vet, dude. You know what it like in the last 2 minutes and you're driving down the field, call a fucking timeout. Why limit yourself to 2 plays because you're scared of Kenny fucking Pickett?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I've got the Bears here because I don't know when they're going to bring Fields back. I assume he's coming back this week, but he is the only bright spot on that Bears offense.
Whoa, I guess David
Well,
Montgomery died. I'm not having it.
yeah, well, you can't win games with a running back, you know.
Jalen Hurts does every week.
Um,
Best
but
running back in the league.
and they just put Darnell Mooney on IR, so I
As
don't
much as
still
you
know who.
think that hurts their roster, I really don't think it does. That also went into my picking. I still have them relatively high, higher than I'd like to, but yeah, I can see them being this low, especially if they decide to wait another week on Fields. Because
Yeah,
if they wait another week on Fields, they're done.
well, it's a really tough chance for them to make the playoffs with the Vikings in their division.
Yeah, well,
As
they're not making the playoffs.
yeah,
That's been known. There's no way they make the playoffs.
um, but I figure we may have this next team at 28. I've got the Carolina Panthers.
I also have the Carolina Panthers. I'm glad we got it
Yeah,
back together there. The Panthers with Sam Darnold honestly looked really good. Maybe it's
too
because
bad
they're
it's
playing
too
the
late.
Bears. It may have been because they're playing the Bears. But I think a Sam Darnold. I think if Justin Fields played that Panthers team, the Bears would have won. The Bears would have put up 35 points. But since he wasn't, and Sam Darnold was playing, Sam Darnold kind of slung the rock. I said DJ Moore's fantasy value last week was going to go through the roof with Sam Darnold, and yeah, it's what happened. So I'm glad I was right on that one.
Yeah, I don't like the Panthers.
Oh, it's
Don't
hard to.
really care about anything about them. Trading away Christian McCaffrey, I just they're underutilizing DJ Moore. Um, Donta Foreman rushes for 100 yards every other week because they're in the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think if they keep starting Sam Darnold, they may crack top 25 on the season in my mind. But until then, I'm going to shut them down at number 20, 28.
Yep.
27 for me. Now I have the Bears.
Okay. I have the Saints at number 27.
Damn, you have the Colts better than the Saints? Man, that's crazy. That's
Yep.
mad disrespectful to the Red Rocket. Maybe you just have a personal
Yeah.
vendetta against them.
Did you watch Sunday game? Did you watch the Saints?
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that, all right? Did you watch the game right before that? All right, the Saints are a really hit and miss team. Andy Dalton's
Yeah.
a hit or miss quarterback, okay?
Yeah, I believe it should be if you're going to be that hit or miss, I believe it's time for Jameis Winston.
Yeah, I don't know why Winston's not back out there, especially if he's 100%. Jameis Winston shouldn't have lost his starting role. I don't I get
He
if you're
got
riding a
hurt.
hot hand, but Andy Dalton has never had a hot hand ever
No,
since maybe the
but
Bengals, like that one year.
I mean, if you can't score a single point, like you're just
Against the 49ers defense, let's give them a little slack.
well, I know, but you're an NFL team. You can
Yeah, no,
score a
you got to at
point.
least put up a field goal. I agree.
You can get to the what 35-yard line, kick a field goal,
Yeah,
40-yard
maybe
line.
even better than that.
Like
I mean, who they
yeah,
got back there? Will Lutz. Will Lutz can
yeah.
fucking drain a 60-yarder in his sleep. So
Like so, I
they
just
should have just got the
I
half field. I don't know, man.
I mean I mean really the only have they be a good team this year?
They got close to beating the Vikes.
They beat they beat Seattle. Well, they always beat the Bucks, and they
They
lost
beat
by
the
10.
Bugs. I thought they almost they
No,
almost beat the
they
Vikings in in England, right?
They almost beat the Vikings, and then they turn around and beat Seattle by a touchdown, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, I'm
lost
pretty
to
sure I called
Cincy,
that one.
lost to Arizona, beat Vegas. That's not hard. Lost to Baltimore, who's been
I don't
losing to
know this
everybody.
this Vegas team after Josh Jacobs absolutely put a 200 bomb on. ah, looking a little different for that team.
But
Anyway, going to my 26, I now have the Saints. I still have them relatively low. I just think they're a better team than the Bears right now.
Saints, I have the Colts at 26.
Okay, glad we're all
I
of our teams are back to
yeah
pace now that we
yeah.
our bottom
I do
26 are the
believe
same.
in this Colts team a little bit more. Um, I don't necessarily believe in Saturday as a head coach or anything like that, but Jonathan Taylor is looking really good, and Matt Ryan can run a playoff team.
Bro, the problem with the Colts, it took till the second quarter for Jonathan Taylor to crush 5 carries. Five.
They'll
Like, he
figure it
did
out.
not get the fucking ball. They went three and out, three and out, three and out, and then it was the end of the first quarter. I was like, why is Jonathan Taylor not touching the rock?
Yeah.
Like, I get wanting to get your offense going and throwing the ball, but when Matty Ice has, what, like, he had like 7 yards in the first quarter, I was like, man, give the ball to your best fucking player and let him go. Like, you're letting Kenny Pickett walk all over you.
Hey, talking about Kenny Pickett, 25 Steelers.
No shot you have him at 25.
Yep.
This team that just absolutely walked on the Colts. Uh,
Colts 26, Steelers 25.
that's fair. I don't quite have them there. I have the Cardinals at 25.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Um,
Cardinals
I
are
I
bad too.
I don't think the Cardinals defense knows how to stop a running football. The offense, receivers look great. Hollywood Brown's coming back for my playoff push. I'm fucking ecstatic. I have like 18 receivers that are top 10. Yeah, make that math happen. I don't know. It's looking great for me, but I don't think the Cardinals even sniff the playoffs this year, especially if Kyler doesn't come back. Which I think he is
Yeah.
coming back, but I don't think he
Yeah.
needs to. Fuck, I don't
He
think it
played. He
matters.
played. He played this week.
But the
But
players
I've
don't
got the
want him to play.
Steelers.
They're pissed.
Yeah. I've got the Steelers at 25. Um, I do believe in Kenny Pickett, and of course Mike Tomlin is a really great coach. Um, but this year's just not the year. Lost too many games already. Um, so I'm gonna leave them at 25. They'll probably work their way up. Jumping teams like the Cardinals, the Falcons, the Packers, the Jaguars, the Browns, the Lions, the Raiders. I could see them working their way all the way up into the top 16.
Right. Uh,
But right now, until they start winning more games other than beating the Colts, 25 is a good spot for me.
I agree. Well, that's why I have him at 24.
I have Cardinals at 24. So,
Wow, that is actually really funny. Okay, so I
yeah.
have the Steelers at 24. Like I said, I think they're a better team than the Cardinals right now, just because that defense is still pretty good. And like I said, Kenny Pickett is gaining like traction. He has not turned the ball over in like 3 weeks. I think I seen that stat. Like it's winning football. I think they'll win more games. I don't think they'll touch the playoffs. They might, because I mean, it's that division's still kind of a coin flip, isn't it? Who's
Oh,
leading it?
well,
The Browns.
no, the Bengals are leading the
The
division.
The Bengals are 7 and like fucking 3, huh? Maybe 8 and 2,
Bengals
eight
looking
and
pretty
three. I
good.
don't even fucking know.
Yeah, they're 4, 7-4.
Oh well, that's still up for toss then,
Yeah,
because the
I mean,
Steelers
it would
did
take.
mollywop the Bengals week 1. So you never know, never know. But yeah, they're a solid 24 for me.
No, the Bengals beat the Steelers. No, no, no. Yeah, Steelers beat the Bengals, but then
Week
the
1.
Bengals just beat the Steelers week 11.
Yeah, yeah.
At least
Well,
they split
Bengals are
though,
starting to
so
get
they have.
fucked together, so
Yeah. Um.
they're gearing
Yeah,
up for
and
a playoff
then
push.
let's see, 23. I have the Falcons.
See, I have go Pack go. I got the Packers.
Yeah. I don't believe in this Falcons team. I don't believe in Marcus Mariota, but they are winning some football games. I don't know if it's good coaching or I know it's not Marcus Mariota, so
I think that they have all the offensive weapons to go crazy, minus a quarterback. So I see where you're coming from with the Falcons, but I can see the Falcons chirping out more wins for the rest of the season. That's why I have them a little bit higher, not a lot higher. But I chose the Packers here mainly because I do not believe in Jordan Love. Um,
hmm.
if Aaron Rodgers is out for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, or he's out for season, he shuts it down, retires. Who the fuck knows? Nobody knows what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. Only certain is that he's probably gonna munch on some mushies this week. So nobody knows what the fuck Aaron Rodgers is doing. But if Jordan Love is at the helm, there's that team's probably only gonna drop in my book.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong. Aaron's still going, but if he's playing through injuries, it may affect him a little more than we're used to.
Yeah.
But with the Falcons, also, we're at 23, right?
Yep. 23.
Yeah, with the Falcons as well, um, they're underutilizing, and they just lost Kyle Pitts for the year,
Yeah.
and they're underutilizing Drake London massively.
I caught a tutty last week.
Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he had 2 receiving yards.
Hey, but one was a 6 point receiving yard, and that's where the fantasy managers cheer. So
Hey, but at 22, I do have the Packers. I also don't believe in the team if Aaron Rodgers goes down and stays down, but I think he is going to play.
my 22, I'm mainly going off of inconsistency. I have the Jaguars. Even though they just had a massive upset win against the Ravens really aren't good in clutch time situations.
No,
They
no.
shouldn't have let the Jaguars back in that game. But T Law and Zay Jones, they can be top 15, but everyone else on the Jaguars are at 22 or 20. Yeah, 22. T
I
Law and Zay Jones, they get to go up to and hang out in top 20, but the rest of the Jaguars are chilling at 22.
I believe that Trevor Lawrence can really turn this franchise around. He is starting to actually look like the guy we all thought he was.
Yup.
Um, I mean, the poor guy got thrown to the fucking wolves in his first season with dipshit head coach and just trying to, you know, be an NFL player at what, 21, 22 years old. Like
Yeah.
he's only 23 years old. Like,
Yeah, he's younger than both of us. So yeah,
mhm.
he's a kid, bro. So
Yeah.
you can't really. I nobody expected any of the first year quarterbacks last year to do good. The only one that did do good was Mac Jones, and that was purely because of coaching.
Yeah.
Purely,
I
and
mean,
he didn't
we
do good.
know
He went to the playoffs, but he didn't have spectacular numbers or anything. So
we know the Patriots are very well coached.
yeah.
Um,
But I also have the
you're
Jaguars at 22 because star running back Etienne went down. So, which he
I'm
might be
hoping he'll be
he's
back.
trending back to play. He's going to be
Yeah.
back for everyone's fantasy football playoff pushes, so don't worry about that. But that is something that's going to hurt the Jaguars for the next 2 weeks probably.
Well, my 21 is Jaguars.
And I had the Falcons, so we're even back out.
Back up to even.
I have the
Um,
Falcons at 21 over everyone else because the Falcons literally just gut out wins. So they'll lose the games that they're supposed to lose. They'll lose games that they're supposed to win, but they'll also win games that they're supposed to lose. So yeah, their Falcons are a gutty team. That's why I have them higher than everyone else. Because everyone else on this list, if they're set to lose the game, they're gonna lose the game.
yeah.
They it seems like they don't even come out and give it a fucking try. So that's why I have the Falcons up because they at least try to gut out wins. Respect.
So that puts us at 20.
20.
I've got the Browns.
I also have the Browns. That is fucking hilarious. All right, we really stayed on
Uh,
there.
Um, I just I don't think this team gets much better with Deshaun Watson.
See, I think if he's gonna come out rusty, I can see them maybe climbing up and being a top 15 team. Not a playoff team, but I can see them at least pulling out a couple more wins if Deshaun Watson comes back and plays like Houston Texans Deshaun Watson.
Well, they're going to beat the Texans. Nick Chubb's going to rush for 150, 200 yards like Derrick Henry does every week.
Yep.
Um, I just I don't know. The man hasn't played football in 2 years. Like I know you just don't forget, but at the same time, I don't think you stay mentally the same.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know
think
what
he's
I
gonna
mean?
have that killer instinct like he did. He might not
Yeah.
even have like the high football speed, like not necessarily like athletic speed, but like
Yeah,
he
the
his
football
his
speed.
pocket presence was fucking phenomenal. Because the
Yeah.
Texans had zero O line. He would drop back, feel the rush coming, and literally just dip dive. You can't recreate that game speed in practice. So that if that's not there and he finds himself getting sacked 10 times a game, the Browns are going to be a bad team.
Oh, do you feel bad for Jacoby Brissett?
No. Jacoby
Don't
Brissett's
feel.
had 3 chances as a starter. You either lock it in or you don't.
Okay.
Do you? I mean, should he if he had his chance as the hero of Indianapolis in my book.
Yeah, but that was
Andrew
a
Luck was
terrible
retiring.
team. Yeah,
Well,
Andrew Luck
shit, yeah,
retired
it
for a
was a
reason.
bad team, but Andrew Luck retired. He just took that team to the playoffs, so it
No,
wasn't that fucking bad
Andrew Luck, in my opinion, was better than any quarterback in the league right now, other than Brady.
at the
I
time.
think, yeah, I no, right now. I
Right
think Andrew
now, I
Luck,
don't.
if
Well, I
he would
think
have
he's
stayed
better
in the
than
league,
Brady right now. Shit,
well, like
I don't think I don't think he's better than Pat Mahomes.
I think he could beat Pat Mahomes head to head more
His
often
pocket
than
passing was actually nuts, though.
yeah. He
I literally
was
go
a
back.
generational
Nobody. I
talent.
don't think anybody like actually appreciated what the fuck he was doing with a very poor Indianapolis team until he
Yeah,
retired.
yeah, and then they went
Yeah,
to
then
shit.
they
But
just absolutely threw a good organization like a top AFC team literally into the toilet.
yeah,
Like as soon as he retired, the team went from top 10 to bottom fucking 30. Like
yeah.
they just became horrible. So say
And then
bottom 30, but
sadly, at 19, I have the Detroit Lions.
um we're close on that. I have the Raiders.
Okay,
I have the
yeah,
Raiders down here. They might be a little low, because that offense can be lethal.
can
Derek
be.
Carr, whenever he turns his eyes down and gets real pissed off, he can gut out wins. Coming off of a big overtime win against the Broncos, then last week he didn't really put this shit show down. Josh Jacobs did. He took that game the fuck over. So,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
that
Josh
that
Jacobs
game
is
was
going to
also
get paid.
overtime, right?
Yeah, it did go over. Yeah,
Man, they were playing extra minutes out the ass.
Josh Jacobs, one run. I think he scored 17 point. No, yeah, I think it was
Yeah, it would have
17
been
points on one
8.4
run.
points on just the rushing yards, 6 points tutty. So that's what 14.4. Probably
Yeah,
the 200-yard bonus,
and then he hit that. That's when he hit the
and
200
that's
yard
like 3
bonus.
points. Got to be.
Well, he hit the 150 and no, it's six in our league.
Oh shit. So
200 yards is a 6 point bonus. 150 yards is the 4 point bonus. He cleared almost 30 points in one play.
that's actually nuts. But I
Yeah,
mean, well deserved. That was a curtain call for the
very well
fucking
deserved.
show, dude.
Yeah, I I don't think the Raiders are going to be anywhere near the playoffs.
No, no, the
And
Raiders are just gonna be gutting out wins and
yeah,
making the offense look good and selling jerseys.
they're the they're the third team in that division behind the Chiefs and the Chargers.
Chiefs and Chargers for sure.
Yeah. Lions at 19 for me because I don't know. They're just not winning the games I thought they would. I pick them in our picks a lot,
I do
and
too.
they lose me my picks, and
Well,
it
the good thing
sucks.
is about the Lions is that I almost always pick them on the spread. If I don't like the exact money line play, I'm always picking them on the spread because they don't get blown out. They always find their way to either get in the ball game and keep it close because that offense is just fucking it's insane. So I have the Lions at 18, mainly because I like the offense a lot, but the defense is just atrocious. So
I have the Raiders at 18, so that helps.
yeah, that does check out.
Yeah.
Um,
Who's your 17?
I got the Bucks.
Yeah.
Do you also have the Bucks? That's funny.
I do. I do.
Yeah, the Buccaneers, just kind of declining in what it seems like all the stars aren't playing like stars. You'll see flashes of greatness every now and then, like Chris Godwin last week against the Browns showed off. Rashad White, I said he wasn't gonna do great. He did get held in the rushing aspect, but he caught pretty much
The
like eight
receiving
checkdowns,
work covered
yeah,
him.
or nine checkdowns. Like it was ridiculous. So
Yeah.
his fantasy upside, it's undeniable at this point. He's a receiver in the backfield, so
Yeah. Um yeah,
PPR leagues
I
anyway.
they're Buccaneers, they're gonna win the division. I don't see the Saints winning the division. I don't see the Panthers or the Falcons winning the division.
No, they got a
Um
fucking cakewalk to the playoffs.
yeah, Bucks are the only losing team with a playoff spot right now. I don't know. I sometimes I think the playoff setup should be different. There's teams like uh, I was looking at it earlier. Me and my wife were talking about it, but there's positive teams out there missing the playoffs right now, and
Yep.
the Bucks are 5-6. They
Well,
they have a higher seed than Dallas.
we know exactly how this works out because a 6-10 team from our division made the playoffs.
Yeah,
So we know how it works. It's beneficial sometimes. I think it should stay only because of the fact that you have to play everyone in your division twice.
yeah.
And if you have like a gutsy division, and you like split or like
You split
yeah,
with
you split
everybody.
with everybody, like and everyone's just like kind of good but not like great. So you lose to mostly everybody else, then yeah, it has it set up that way. So I mean, like the best of each division comes out. But yeah, if they did it like NBA and just did two conferences and the top 8 teams from each conference go to the playoffs, then I wouldn't be mad either.
Yeah. And here we got a team that is positive. At 16, I got the Patriots.
Oh, I had the Patriots up a little bit higher, mainly because of
Well,
some other things, but
I don't believe in Mac Jones.
me neither.
I just don't believe in him. They are a very well coached team, and I do believe the Patriots could come out any day and beat any team in the NFL.
See, that's how I feel about this top 16 teams. I feel like anybody from my 16 all the way basically up until about 4, everybody that is in that little, if they're in like from 16 to 4, if they play on any given Sunday, they each of them could beat each other.
Yes, yeah.
So
I
pretty much interchangeable.
I'm hoping the Patriots do beat the Bills this week, but clearly I'm taking the Bills.
The good news is, if the weather is bad, like really bad, the Patriots win. If it's really
Yeah,
nice weather,
yeah,
the Bills are gonna blow them out. So I
yeah.
mean, it'll just it's any given Sunday at that point. My
Who
16,
you
I have
got
the
at 16?
Titans.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh man.
I'm starting to like the Titans a lot more because of the passing attack with Traylon Burks.
Yeah.
But uh, he would not have had a good week last week in fantasy if Derrick
If he
Henry
didn't fall on a
doesn't
touchdown.
fumble on the goal line.
Yeah.
So I don't really believe in the Titans as much as I like the Patriots. Just I don't know. I don't really have a defiant reason. They really didn't show massive like we're better than you to like the Packers, and the Packers really aren't like an amazing team. So
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Um,
I just think everybody else that is like I said though, anybody in my top 16, I think that they could beat anybody. So
yeah. Who you got at 15?
we actually might disagree on this one a lot. I have the Seahawks.
I also have the Seahawks at 15.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
you either think they're top 10 or you think they're, a mid run of the pack team. I
Yeah.
think that Geno Smith is starting to show his Geno Smithian colors. His Cinderella season is maybe starting to have a curtain call. I don't know what you think about that, but he hasn't been near as effective in his past like
Yeah.
4 weeks.
I could really see. Um,
Kenneth Walker's a beast though.
yeah, I could really see them missing the playoffs.
They might.
I they are not better than the 49ers.
I don't think
You
they're
know.
better than the Commanders. I don't think they deserve
Well,
to be in the
no, the
playoffs over the Commanders.
yeah, the Commanders are a better team. But at the same time, I don't think they're gonna beat out the 49ers for the division.
Absolutely not.
I think they are strides better than the Cardinals and the Rams.
Easily.
But the 49ers are a very good team in the NFC.
Yeah, they're a top 10 team, no doubt. I
Yeah.
think the
But
Seahawks are, if they do make the playoffs, it's unlikely, but if they do, actually, it depends. If the Commanders get swept by the Giants, which I don't think they will, I think we'll split. But if it just really depends on how much better the Commanders like get in the last
if
couple weeks
if
here.
if Seattle makes the playoffs, it'll be at the cost of the Giants or the Commanders.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if
Yeah.
but we played the Eagles week 18. By that point, the Eagles should already have the number one seed locked. So I think
No,
we'll be playing.
Dallas coming for them.
I
We're only
do like
we're
Dallas
still
a
only
lot.
2 games. We're still only 2 games behind, and we play them once. So
Yeah, but
I
we can get there whenever we get there. We
yeah.
can get there when we get there.
Where were we? We
13.
both agreed. No,
No,
14.
14, right?
Yeah.
14, I have the Ravens.
I'm gonna hurt your feelings.
Yeah, the Giants. That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think the
I
Giants
have the
are
Giants at
worse than the
14.
Ravens, but
Well, I think the Ravens have a better chance to the playoffs.
yeah, but this is power rankings, okay, big guy?
Yeah, I know. I just think the Ravens will be better. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they have the
they'll have a
talent.
better season for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they have the better talent,
Yeah.
and I think if they were to play again this season, I think it could go the Ravens' way.
Didn't
Much.
Duvernay just go down on IR though?
Yeah, I don't think it matters. They got the Marcus Robinson. That's all they care to throw to with Mark Andrews.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the Ravens here. Not just they've lost too many like games that they should win. They lost to the Giants, like you said. They got to win that game. We were so outmatched in almost every aspect of that game. Then they lost last week to the Jags, and the Jags lost to the Giants. Man, like you can't have it like that and be a top AFC team in my opinion, because the AFC is not a fucking conference to mess around in this year. You have one slip up, the Chiefs are going to beat you by 45.
Yeah. So I'm just afraid with the Giants. They got a pretty tough schedule coming up. Um, just lost to Dallas on Thanksgiving.
With the practice
Playing
squad.
Washington. I just
The
I
only
don't
reason I
think
have them higher, and it's 99% because I'm a homer, but the 1% we're getting Evan Neal back. We're getting Daniel Bellinger back. We're getting Aziz Ojulari back. Our defense is now going to have Sexy Dexy, Leonard Williams, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Aziz Ojulari on the field at the same time, pass rushing Taylor Heineke, who is notorious for being a little bitch during the pass rush. So I don't. If
It
they
just
all come back healthy, the Giants, in my opinion, are going to walk to the playoffs.
you just can't tell me that over the next four
And
weeks,
Fabian Moreau's coming back.
if over the next 4 weeks, you can't tell me the Giants aren't going to lose at least three of those four games. We got Washington, Philly, Washington, Minnesota.
And Colts.
Yeah, but over the next 4 weeks, they're going to lose three of four.
See, I don't think we are that outmatched against the Vikings or the Commanders. I think we split with the Commanders. We go 1-1 with them, bringing the record what 8-5. Then we lose to the Eagles, beat the Colts 9-6. If we happen to lose to the Vikings, they'll put us at 9-7. Then we play the Commanders and the Eagles. And if the Eagles do happen to win a lot of games and have the one seed locked up, we'll be playing their second team. We'll get that win. So we'll be at 10-6, and then that Commanders game really doesn't fucking matter. Because 10 wins, we're in the playoffs.
You hope.
See, well, here's the deal, man. I don't see the Commanders winning a lot of games coming up. The only games that they really have a good chance of winning are the ones against the Giants. Like, that's it.
Well, I could definitely see them splitting with the Giants.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah,
worst case
but
scenario, we get swept by the Commanders.
they're
Because
not
then in
beating the
that case, we don't
49ers.
deserve it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, it blows my mind that the Commanders get to go this week. They play the Giants. They have a
Bye
bye week,
week. And then we play the
and then play
Giants.
the
Yeah.
Giants
That's
again.
so
Yeah, like
dumb, dude.
yeah,
I
like
thought that
even
was
if
so
they
stupid.
lose, they have 3 full practice weeks against the Giants. Like, there's no way they can't beat you a second time if they don't beat you the first time.
Yeah, well, they'll be
Let
watching. Like, we'll
alone,
have to come out with a completely different games, like schematic, like completely.
yeah. But it's pretty crazy. That happens in divisions a lot more often than people notice.
Well, the Commanders shouldn't have had a bye week so late. I don't know who did that, but that's kind of
A
fucked up.
lot. Yeah, there's a few teams, few teams that have bye week 14. Kind of crazy, but yeah. Well, talking that was 14. We were talking about the Giants. I
Yep.
have the Commanders at 13. So,
I This one might actually piss you off. I have the Chargers at 13.
oh, I mean that's close. That's close.
Um, I think the Chargers are a good team. I think they can beat anyone on this list any given Sunday. But they they have this tendency to let anyone play with them.
Yes.
They will be Every game comes down to what seems like Justin Herbert either driving down for the game-winning field goal or Justin Herbert throwing a pick to end it. So I mean, they're a good team. They never walk anybody. They never like walk them. It's never convincing whenever they win. So with the Chargers wide receiver core getting healthy, I do see my opinion on them going back to top
Yeah.
10. But right now, no way, dude.
I've got Washington at 13 because I really think their defense can play with anyone. And they're getting healthier. They're getting Chase Young back. Chase Young hasn't played.
Yeah, no,
Um,
that defense with Chase Young looks completely different. So
yeah. Well, I mean, their defense has been just fine. I mean,
yeah, well, I'm saying like it literally just elevates it to like another level.
yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Um, but then at 12, I do have the Chargers. I really thought Chargers were gonna win the division this year. I like Justin Herbert a lot. I like that Chargers offense. Chargers defense was super improved. I mean, they just keep adding weapons, keep adding weapons. I think they could make a real late surge this year and make the playoffs pretty easily.
Oh, no doubt. They should have a wild card spot locked up just
Well,
because they like I said, they are getting healthier and
well, the problem
everything's
it's
coming together.
the AFC's not like the NFC. I mean, you got the Titans winning the South.
Yep.
Right now, the Ravens are winning the North, and then the Bengals are tied with them at 7-4. So the Bengals already have a spot locked up pretty much. I mean, one of those two teams are going to win the division. The other one's going to be in the wild card.
Yeah.
Then you got the Chiefs winning the West at 9-2, number one seed, and then you got the Bills and the Dolphins both at 8-3. Then you got the Jets at 7-4. So that's three.
The thing
Um,
is, I don't think the Jets are completely out of that division. I think they can still win the division.
no, they're one game behind the
That's what I'm
Dolphins.
saying.
The
They're
Patriots are the worst team in the division, and they're 2 games behind the Dolphins.
yeah. I guess that
The
the AFC
the
beast and the
division,
NFC beast really going with it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the Patriots beat the Bills Thursday night, that's a 1 game division.
Well, that puts the Jets divisionally. That'll put them on top. They're 3-1 in the
Well,
division, I think.
I just yeah, I just don't. The Dolphins will still be 8-3, probably 9-3. Um, they, I think they could beat the Niners, but they'll probably lose.
The offense has to come out absolutely swinging, and the Niners'
I
offense
mean,
has to stay in the Bay Area. So, which it's not
yeah,
unheard of. That
no, not at
49ers
all.
offense is so
Um,
bipolar, so it doesn't matter. My number 12 spot, I do have the Patriots now. This is my first team of the AFC Beast that I'm mentioning. So yeah, I definitely think that the Patriots can make a push for the playoffs. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. I do think that they're going to be the team out of the AFC East that gets blue balled and misses it by probably one game.
yeah, it does suck for them, but it's a crazy year this year. That was your 12th team.
That was my 12.
Yeah. 11, I've got the Ravens.
Now I
You
have
had
the
them.
Commanders.
Okay, so yeah, the Ravens, I think are going to make the playoffs. Like I said, they could even win the division over the Bengals. I mean, they're both 7-4. I know the Ravens keep losing it, and I think it has a lot to do with the coaching. I don't know what's exactly going on, but they're going to screw around and lose that division. And if they don't win that division, then teams like the Chargers, teams like the Patriots, Jets, Bills, all need wild card spots because they're a better team.
Yeah, 100%. Like I've said this probably the past 6 podcasts, but the Ravens' fourth quarter defense is the worst defense of all time. They let everyone back into the game. They could be down 3 scores. Whoever's coming up against them is probably gonna either walk out of there with a win, or the Ravens are gonna win by Justin Tucker being an absolute god. So,
Yep.
yeah, I don't have shit. No, I have the Commanders here. You have the Ravens.
Yeah.
I have the Commanders here because in I've seen them be ranked top 10 in a lot of other people's power rankings, and I just do not agree. I don't think there are more than 10 teams better than the Commanders. I'm actually being pretty generous here. I think with
Yeah,
the
I
way
have them
that
at
they've been
13, so
rolling here, I think that they are number 11 in my mind. And the way that they're getting healthier, they're walking teams down. The way they beat the Eagles, they just held the ball the whole game. So, like,
that's
I
fair.
think if you have that and you have Brian Robinson coming into his own, who's on my fantasy bench, that's a flex. Very happy that he dropped 30 points on my bench last week. But no, Miles Sanders dropped 30 on my bench. That's right. Fucking
Oh, you didn't
bastards.
start Miles Sanders last week?
Nope, started Pittman over him. Biggest
Oh,
mistake
I
of
don't
my
blame you.
fantasy day.
He was sucking it up.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Miles Sanders is back, but we can talk about that next week whenever he flops.
Yeah.
My 10 team,
Where are we at?
I have
10.
the Jets.
I also have the Jets at 10.
Um, I was I was so hype in the group chat. I called for a big Mike White day. Mike White had a big day, and I said that the Jets pass catchers were gonna have a big day. The Jets pass catchers had a big day, dude. Mike
Yeah.
White is an absolute beast against bad defenses. Americans talking
I
about
went
good
in
defenses.
anything DFS I was playing, Yahoo, DraftKings, threw Mike White in with backup price money, and he produced and
Oh
let
yeah,
me save money for everything else. It was nice.
oh yeah, dude. I Garrett Wilson looked like an absolute beast. Elijah
I
Moore caught like a 41-yard tutty. He's back. It just
The
looked real good.
all of
For
the talents there.
oh
Think
yeah.
if they still had Brees Hall, man, they have everything.
The only thing that was
And
curious to me, they healthy scratch James Robinson. What the fuck's that all about?
I just don't think they thought they needed him. And him being an undrafted free agent, I just don't think he has the the legs for another. What is this? This is year 3, could be year 4.
I think it's
I
3.
just think they're trying to give him as much rest, knowing that Michael Carter is not a every down back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I mean, I
So
get that, but it's also
they
like,
may be preparing for the playoffs, and that's why I think this Zonovan Knight guy is going to be used more often than we've never heard of the guy before.
yeah. I think it's a really curious move to bench your best back just out of the blue. They kind of, I think it was like Sunday morning, I figured out he was a healthy scratch. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm glad I'm not
Yeah.
starting him. I started Travis Etienne, which also fucking sucked. But,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
sucked ass. Lost
Point
me
3
all
points.
my dynasty fucking matchups I lost by like 5 points. So, pretty upset about
Yeah.
that, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I digress.
9.
Who do you got? You know who I got.
I've got the Titans at 9.
Oh, shit. I had the
Yeah, you
Titans
took
real low.
yeah, I do like the Titans. The cool thing about the Titans is they drag you down to their level and they make you play old school football.
Yeah.
And if you
And
watch it, they do it over and over. They just make teams that's not high scoring games. It's just smash mouth football and they make you play it.
yeah, I mean that's exactly what they have to do. They're not a high flying offense. They have
No.
an absolute tank in Derrick Henry, and in teams like that, you just run with them. All right, because we played really well against the Titans. We lucked out a win. I'm gonna say that. You don't expect a team to miss a 40-yard field goal, so or like a 49.
Yeah.
So you got those are automatics. But it was opening week. We got lucky. But we did have to play their pace. Our defense was tested the entire time on can we stop Derrick Henry? We could at that time, so that was nice. But they didn't have anyone to throw the ball to. So Ryan Tannehill isn't a 300 passing yard guy. So
No.
that's why I don't have the Titans very high. I think you got to
Yeah,
be able to throw the ball.
I do believe the Titans will beat the Eagles this week and show us that they are not the number 1 team in our division.
If the Titans do beat the Eagles, I will walk them into the top 10.
Yeah,
Next time we
I
do,
think
I think we should do a power rankings right before the playoffs.
yes.
We can re up on that. But the reason I have the Giants this high is because we are getting healthy. If you asked, 100 people 6 weeks ago who the top 10 teams in the NFL were, all 100 people would have said the Giants. So I I don't think they deserve to be cut out of the top 10 because of a couple bad losses because of an injured team.
Yeah.
We were literally walking out there with fifth string, sixth string D backs, and we still will be. Adoree Jackson went down on a punt return. What the fuck? Why is Adoree Jackson returning punts? I don't know. Xavier McKinney broke his fucking hand, probably not coming back for the rest of the season. Just found out that news today. Kind of broke my soul. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. Landon Collins is expected to come in and make a big impact this week. I'm excited about that. Landon Collins coming back was big news to me. The humble 21 bring him back. Do you want your number 8?
Vikings.
I got the Bengals.
I believe the Vikings are a good football team. I believe the Vikings will win their division,
Yup.
but they're not better than every other team ahead of them.
No, no, 100%. I agree with where they're at on my list. They're up a little bit, but the reason I had the Bengals At number 8 and not any higher is because I don't think they could beat anybody from 7-1. Um, yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs. Yeah, they're finally starting to catch stride. T. Higgins is an absolute fucking monster. Yeah, he's probably my favorite Bengals receiver. Yeah, Jamar Chase is dope. But T. Higgins is literally just a physical fucking beast. You know what I mean? Like he'll literally just
Mm-hmm.
sprint down the field and just catch a 60-yard bomb on you. He does it all the time. There may or may not be pass interference that doesn't get called, but I do think the Bengals will catch stride here in the next 6 weeks, but I don't think they'll beat my number 7 team on. Who do you have at
Um,
number 7?
7, I have the Bengals.
Okay, I have the
Um,
Niners.
yeah. Well, 7 Bengals. They're going to win their division and or just make the playoffs, but I think they're kind of catching on. And going off of your T Higgins, I actually had a hot take before the season started. I said T Higgins would have a better year than Jamar Chase, and I was not projecting injury, and I was looking very wrong because it wasn't looking good for what I said. But if he keeps going the way he's going, I do believe that could happen.
Yeah, in a straight up like just physical dominance, if you throw a 50-50 ball to T Higgins against any cornerback, if it's a well placed ball, like not low into the cornerback, if it's a perfect ball, T Higgins comes down with it every single time.
Yep.
He's just a physical fucking freak. So yeah, I think the Bengals have a good one there.
Who you got 7?
The Niners.
Yeah.
We talked about them a
Mm,
little bit. I
mm,
really like the Niners defense. I really am bipolar with the Niners offense. Whenever they can use
all those
Ayuk,
weapons.
Debo, McCaffrey, and Kittle, it looks good. Whenever Jimmy G just sits back there and flounders around, it looks really bad.
Oh
You
man.
got to at least put up 30 against the Saints, man. Everybody puts up 30 against the Saints. The Saints
I
put up
mean,
30 against the Saints in practice, dude. Like you put up 13 points. Come on. It's a fucking joke. That's why I do at number 6 I have the Vikings above the Niners. I think the Vikings are a better team than the Niners.
um, yeah, I've at 6 I've got the Dolphins. Um,
We're
I
close.
I'm throwing in my third team of the AFC Beast.
AFC Beast.
Um, yeah, Dolphins are a very good team. Looking good.
Phenomenal team.
I don't have them better than the Bills or the Chiefs, but they are the third team in the AFC.
My reasoning for having the Vikings at 6, like I said, the offense is crazy good. The defense plays really good in spurts. Whenever they're playing the Cowboys, I guess they just don't even come onto the field. I don't think any of them were actually playing. I think they were probably doing like a chess match or something and forgot to move any of their pawns. So it just didn't look good, but I do think the Vikings are a good team moving into the playoffs. I think they'll upset some people. I think Kirk Thuggins is a beast. We'll see what happens, but the Vikings are my number 6 team. And with that being said, I have the Dolphins at 5.
Oh, there you go.
Um, my reasoning for the Dolphins at 5, I think they're better than the Vikings. I don't know how you have the Dolphins at 6. If the Dolphins would have played Tua for the entire second half, the Dolphins beat the Texans 60-0.
Well, you gotta remember I
60.
have the Vikings at 8, so
Yeah, I'm just saying I think the
yeah.
Dolphins are higher in my opinion. I think they're higher because of the fact that Tua is literally throwing to two of the best fucking receivers in the league right now. And then you're
Um,
sprinkling in like Cedric Wilson, who's just a beast. I like Cedric Wilson on the Cowboys. I think he
I
got
do too.
overpaid on the Dolphins, but
Yeah, way overpaid, and they don't
yeah,
even use
should
him.
have got vet min. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they were
Yeah.
thinking. They signed him
Um,
before Tyreek though, so.
yeah. 5, I've got the Bills.
Whoa.
Um, yep. I don't believe that they are better than some of these powerhouse NFC teams. Josh Allen's making a lot of mistakes. I do believe that they're the second best or AFC team. They're a lock for the playoffs. They're not a lock for the division though. That's the scary part. I could see any given game them lose to any team in their division,
Yep.
Dolphins, Bill or
100%.
Jets,
Yeah.
Patriots. So I don't feel comfortable having them higher than 5 when you could lose to any of those teams and me not be surprised about it. Um,
I mean, you can make the same argument with the Chiefs, though. The Chiefs could lose to the Raiders or the Chargers just by how they play those division games.
I
Division
don't see
games
them
are
losing
always
to the
just so
Raiders.
close. The Chargers
Yeah,
choked. The Chargers should have
yeah.
beat the Chiefs, but
I believe the Chargers are the second best team in that division, and the Raiders aren't that close at all. But the Chiefs would smash the Raiders, and just like the Bills, I think they could beat a lot of teams in the NFL with ease. But I keep them at 5 just because, yeah.
I have the Bills a little bit higher. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Number
Um,
four,
yep.
seeming how you have the Bills so high, our number four is 100% going to be different. I have the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be different because I haven't named a team that you named at like 8.
I guess
Um,
that's true. I guess you haven't said that name, huh?
I got the Niners at 4
Yeah, I had the Niners at
and
7, to be fair.
7. Okay, so that's not as bad. I do believe the Niners are one of the best teams in the NFC, and you could flip flop. I've got Cowboys at 3. I've got Niners at 4. You could flip flop either of those teams. And honestly, I've got Eagles, Cowboys, 49ers 2, 3, and 4. And you could switch any 3 of those teams, and any of those 3 teams could beat each other at any week.
Yeah, I just think that the Niners aren't better than some of the top AFC teams. That's why I have them a little bit lower. But they are a top four team in the NFC for sure, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I have the Cowboys here. Until they can prove that they are better than the Eagles, which I do think they will. The Cowboys are hitting their stride, firing on all cylinders. Um, After the first half of the game, apparently it takes up until
Yeah.
halftime. Then they're a
It,
good
it
team, but
you have to think that that has something to do with beating the Vikings 40-3 the week before. That got in everyone's head. It had to have.
yeah, I don't know what like that was
Because
just
you come out so flat against a team like the Giants. Like just don't know how you do that.
yeah, I don't know either. Dak looked awful in the first half, looked like a beast in the second half.
Yep.
He just it's the kind of quarterback Dak is, sadly. But
Yeah. You never know with them. Most of the time looks good though.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
they're top four team in my mind.
I've got Cowboys at 3. Um, I do believe they will overtake the Eagles at 2. Cowboys are looking better and better each week. Probably gonna get Odell. Um, I couldn't tell you if that's for sure or not, but I don't know if we honestly need him. Dallas is the number one scoring offense again this year.
Through the run
So
game.
well, yeah, but still, if you have the run game,
It
causes you
opens up
not
the
to throw as
passing for
often.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No. 100%. I would have no problems swapping my 4 and 3 because I have the Eagles at 3. If the Cowboys do handily beat the Eagles, or even honestly beat them in the by a field goal, I think the Cowboys will be the best team in the NFC East. They might even win it, just because the Eagles haven't played as many divisional games as the Giants, or well, as the Cowboys or the Commanders.
I was like,
The
Cowboys have
Giants have only
played
played two.
Cowboys have played every team so far in the division.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, week 3 beat the Giants, week 4 beat the Commanders, and then week 6 lost to the Eagles.
Yeah, I had the Cowboys picked for that game, so that one's kind of painful. We all wanted the
Yeah.
Eagles undefeated
Well,
stretch to end,
it
and the
was
Commanders
finally
gave it
time
to us.
for
So
yeah, it was time for Cooper Rush to shit the bed, and he did.
yeah, no, you definitely got to see that coming. But I do think the
Yeah.
Cowboys do have a great chance against the Eagles whenever you guys
Yeah.
play them. I'm not sure when that is. Is that next week?
At 2,
Is it
it's
a
pretty
Saturday
late.
game? Did you guys get flexed into
It's
Saturday?
yeah, it's week
Ooh,
16 Saturday game.
that's fun. Always love
Yeah.
a nice Saturday
So,
game. I love this time of year.
yeah, it'll be nice. We'll have some games a couple days a week. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
At 2, I have the Eagles. Um, I do believe that they are a very good team. The passing attack, the rushing attack, the defense, the coaching, I think it's all there. Um, and it'll be a good playoffs for the NFC. I'm excited.
For sure. I have the Bills at number two. They've looked shaky since Josh Allen's injury, but they're only going to continue to get better and stronger. I don't think this barely win against the Lions discounts them at all. I think the Lions are, like I said, a gutsy team. They'll play with anybody and they can beat anybody. I'll stand by that. They can beat anybody except for probably the Chiefs
Yeah.
because the Chiefs are the only team that can match that high flying, throwing for 300 yards a game energy, which the Bills did, and they beat them at their own game. So I mean, that's why I have the Bills at two. I think the Bills offense can just run with anybody. So I don't think at any point in a game are the Bills completely out of it.
No. And I had the Bills at 5, so brings us both to 1. Chiefs are the
Consensus.
best team in the
The
NFL.
the Chiefs are. It hurts me to say every time I have to say it. The Chiefs are the best team. Pat Mahomes is the walkaway MVP. Nobody's even close. Um,
No, and
29
I
touchdowns already. Like, are you fucking kidding me? This
and
guy's a
I
beast.
understand all of the arguments why MVP is a quarterback thing, but if you look at it this year, Patrick Mahomes definitely deserves it at this time.
Patrick Mahomes. All right, so MVS on the Packers was a third down. Hope he's there to make a 40-yard grab shot guy. On the Chiefs, he's catching slant routes. He's catching dig routes. He's getting into the pass game, and he's not amazing. He's a good receiver, but he's getting worked in because Patrick Mahomes can throw to fucking anybody. I think I could walk onto the fucking Chiefs and be a 100-yard receiver with Patrick Mahomes throwing to me. I don't even have to catch it. He just puts it. He'll throw it so well that it lands
Just
inside
lands
of
in
my
your chest.
arms.
Yeah.
That even if I drop it, the ball will fucking magically work its way back into my arms because the ball is just that well placed. So I hate that I love Patrick Mahomes so much. I hate it. I hate that I love Travis Kelsey so much. I hate Chiefs fans, but I fucking love the Chiefs, dude.
Chiefs are good. God, they're good.
Like it pains me to say, like I will never shit talk the Chiefs. I will always shit talk Chiefs fans. I want to get
Yes.
that
Yes.
completely separated. The Chiefs fan base is on the right. The fucking Chiefs are on the left. I will fangirl over the Chiefs, but Chiefs fans can fuck off.
All right. So let's
That
get
wraps it
into
up.
our week 13 game picks. Um, After week 11,
Let me pull
we
this up. I got the
both went 9
spread
and
for you.
5. Um, I am now 65 and 51, and you are now 76 and 40.
Damn.
Um, yep. So still got a 9 game lead or 11 game lead.
Yeah, no,
So
I still going in on you. I'm sorry, but
yeah, we'll see how it goes after this week. I've got a few upsets picked. This week is a hell of a week of football, and I am excited.
Yeah, it's
Um,
about to be a good week for sure.
yeah. Well, to go ahead and start it right off,
I'm
we
looking for
have
the spreads
the
real quick. Hold on. My bad.
yeah,
Um, I have Thursday night Bills versus Patriots. Going to be a great fucking game. We talked about it a couple times. You sounded like you might have the Patriots here.
I want the Patriots to win, but the Bills are gonna win.
Yeah, the Bills are going to win. I do want the Patriots to win just to add a little bit of spice into the AFC East mix up. Because if the Patriots do win, that division is literally a brawl for
Yeah,
the dub. So, but yeah, I also have the Bills here.
yeah. I don't see the Bills losing to the Patriots this week, but I'm hoping for it. I
Yeah,
would
it's just
like to
way too
see
big
this
of a game
division.
for
Yeah,
the Bills to let down. My first noon game, I have the Giants versus the Commanders.
you're not gonna like my pick on this one.
Well, Commanders are 2.5 point favorites, so
Yeah,
you're not completely out of the
yeah.
running for it.
I am taking the Commanders for this one.
I'm taking the Giants for this one. This will probably change in about 2 weeks. The Giants, I think, will win this one because we are at home. This is the first time we've seen the Commanders all year. Chase Young won't be playing, I'm pretty sure. So I like the Giants at home here. Not just because I'm a homer. I just really think that this is a do or die game for the Giants. Our
Yeah,
season
it really is.
rides on this game. If we lose this game, we might as well tank and get a like a 15, yeah, the 15th pick. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm taking the Giants here. Next game, we
Next,
got the Browns. We got Deshaun Watson facing his former team. Who you got?
I got the Browns.
Yeah, easily. I like the Browns spread here. It's only 7. I don't know why. But yeah, I like the Browns here a lot. Next game, I got the Titans versus the Eagles. Who are you looking at?
I'm gonna go ahead and take Titans to win.
I
Not only do I want them to win, I think they will win.
if they have to, if the Eagles have to play the Titans game, Titans probably win it. I think they gut it out, but I'm going with the Eagles. The Eagles are 4.5 point favorites. Um, I don't think that's entirely true. I do like the Titans at plus 4.5. So if you want a little betting advice there.
There you go.
Next game up, we got the Jags versus the Lions.
I've got the Jags winning here.
I like the Lions. Um, I think this is going to be a fucking shootout.
Yes,
I think the over is probably going to hit. The over is at 51 points. 51 and a half points. Jesus. Yeah, they're Vegas is thinking this game's going to be an absolute shootout, which it is.
both defenses aren't great. Yeah,
Both offenses are great, so
yeah,
well, are
pretty good,
good.
pretty good.
Lions
Yeah,
offense is great in my opinion, but we got the Broncos versus the Ravens.
Mhm. I've
I have
got
the Ravens.
Ravens. Yeah,
And
I've
I
got
like the
Ravens.
spread on the Ravens. Only getting 8 points. That's a little off. But the under is 38.5 points, and that is probably gonna hit 100%. I don't think
Yeah,
any. I think 13
Ravens
points will be
Ravens are
scored this
never a
fucking
high
game.
scoring team.
Nope. Not unless they get put in high scoring position. But
No.
if it's put on the Ravens to blow the game out, they won't. Next up, if Justin Fields is back, I think my pick on this changes. But we got the Packers versus the Bears.
Oh, I've got Packers even if Justin Fields is playing.
If Justin Fields is playing and Aaron Rodgers is not, give me the Bears. Um, because, like I said, I do not believe in Jordan Love at all. I like the Bears with Justin Fields, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Packers unless Justin Fields is playing. So we'll see how that goes. We get the Jets versus the Vikings. Probably be the third best game of the day.
I do have the Vikings beating the Jets as much as I've talked up the Jets and talked down the Vikings. I still think they'll beat them.
Yeah, I like the Jets here. but I'm going with the Vikings. Um, it's kind of a do or die game for the Jets more than it is for the Vikings.
Oh
But the
yeah.
Vikings are, in my opinion, the better, well-rounded team.
Yes.
But if Sauce Gardner can lock up Jay Jettas, who knows? It could be a brawl, and it'll just come down to who's kicker, I should say, yeah, whose kicker decides the game. So next up, we got a shit show, shitter fest. I don't even want to watch it. I'm probably not even going to turn it on once. The Steelers versus the Falcons.
Hey, I got Steelers, baby.
Um, oh, this one hurts. I'm gonna go with the Falcons. I like I said, I think the Falcons are a gutty team. I think they gut out wins, and I think the Steelers.
Yeah, definitely got Seattle here.
Yeah, I also have Seattle 7.5 point favorites. That's a no-brainer. This is probably gonna be another top five game of the day. Dolphins versus the Niners.
Niners, baby. I think they're going
Niners
to
are a four
continue.
point favorite.
Yeah, they're going to continue to prove their dominance.
I like the money line here on the Dolphins at plus 170. I think the Dolphins win this game. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Dolphins money line there. All right, we got the Chiefs versus the Bengals. Could be a slugfest.
Could be, but I still think it's the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs are only 1.5 point favorites, which I think that's an easy lock. I think that yeah, they're gonna cover that spread easily. I don't think
Yeah.
that game's gonna be close. Close enough that it's one and a half
Yeah.
points. I think it'll be at least decided by a field goal. Um, Chargers versus the Raiders. I might surprise you here.
Oh, I'm going Chargers.
I'm gonna
No
go with
way.
the Raiders. I have the Chargers high, but I think the Raiders are kind of getting a late season kick that shitty teams often get to ruin other teams' playoff chances. So I like the Raiders here. Um, yeah, 1.5 point dogs. I think Vegas agrees with me a little bit. We got the Colts versus the Cowboys.
What's the
Wow.
favorite here?
Cowboys are 11 point favorites.
11. Well,
11
that's not
whole
very
entire
high.
points. I like the
Yeah, the
Cowboys here, and I
Cowboys.
like the over 40.5 points, 43.5 points.
Yeah, could score that themselves
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm saying.
because they want to.
The Cowboys will put up more than 30 points this game, and the over will hit if the Colts put up at least a touchdown and a field goal against the Cowboys' second team at halftime.
And then
We got a divisional matchup that really won't fucking matter unless the Saints got it out. But we have the Saints versus the Bucks.
hey, we're gonna get to see a fight.
Yeah, hopefully. I really hope Mike Evans brings his boxing gloves.
But I've
I'm
got the
taking the
Bucks
Saints
beating the
here.
Saints.
What?
Ooh,
The Bucks always lose to the Saints.
not this time.
Yeah, probably not. But I do want the Saints to make it interesting. That division, if the Saints win, is back to being up for grabs. So
If the Saints win, that will firmly put them
5-7
at
tied with the
5 and
Bucks.
8.
Oh, they'll be
They
one
put them at
loss. They haven't.
5 and
Damn.
8. The Saints are at the bottom of the division right now, below the Panthers and the Falcons.
Well, they're all
The
tied. I
Falcons,
thought.
no, the Falcons were leading the division until the week before last.
I thought they lost the reins of the division whenever they lost to the Panthers.
That's possible,
That
but
they
I think
lost
that
to
was just
they
the
lost
week
it to
before
the
last. Yeah,
Bucks. Yeah.
yeah.
So
And then the Bucks were 5 and 5, leading the division last week,
God,
and then
that
they lost to
division's
the
so
Browns.
bad. That makes me so pissed. We would
Yeah, I
all be
know.
fucking walking that division in the
Yeah,
park.
4 and 8, 4 and 8, 5 and 7, 5 and 6. Whole division's under 500.
That would officially make it a race though if the Saints gut it out. So I do hope for a little bit of chaos. I want the Saints to win that game. All right. Well, that wraps up our picks. Kind of a longer episode. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate it. This is something that we kind of came up with on the dot. If this is something that you guys like and want us to do, probably won't be a weekly thing because this isn't something that changes. Like power rankings don't change week by week. People think they do. They do power rankings every week, but they really don't. one game doesn't determine a bad team. That's just my
Yeah.
opinion.
But that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for tuning in. Drop us a like, subscribe if you're new. Peace.
See you guys.